Phil, and hi Fiona. Welcome to New Hope Calling. So you guys are involved in the front line of the work of New Hope Community Care. So can you tell us a little bit about the needs that you're noticing in this particular season?
Well, the obvious need that people have is food. I think there's been a lot of people who have been regulars over the last few years to New Hope Community Care, but since the 23rd of March, we've certainly seen a massive increase in people who are walking through the door needing food relief. And it's just our privilege to be able to sit down with somebody, listen to their story, offer them some food. It's a very, very basic thing that we can do, but it's an urgent thing that needs to happen. I mean, people have got families. We've got single people, couples, families who are just desperate for food. We've had international students who have really sort of been down to the last few things in their pantry and haven't been able to receive any other government or practical support from any other agencies. So it's just been really eye-opening to have people just literally walking off the street some days, and they're not known to us. They've found us either from a referral from another agency, or they've found us online or some other referring service. So we're able to, just briefly get a brief history of their current situation. Who makes up their household? Are they out of work? What is their situation? Do they have any other things going on that we can perhaps help them with? So food is the obvious thing, but also people are wanting some prayer support, people are wanting some practical support. They might need food delivered to them, which we've also been doing. We've got an army of volunteers who have risen to the occasion and said, call me, ask me to do something, I'm willing to help, I've got the time. So we've been using the resources of a huge army of people who have said, I'll volunteer.
Phil, what needs have you been noticing?
Yeah, the only thing I would add to that is that people need a listening ear. So if they were struggling before and since COVID-19 hit, now they've become desperate. So yeah, it's the people that are just needing someone to tell their situation to us, or share and offload a bit of the burden of the worry that goes with that. And a lot of the time, it's just relief in the sense that they got someone to talk to and share their tough situation. So
every day you're seeing different people come into Blackburn and looking for different kinds of help. Tell us the story of the kind of people that you're meeting.
So we've had a regular fellow that's been coming in pretty much weekly for the last probably 2.5 years to receive food on a Monday. At about 4 weeks ago, he broke his foot. Now, this is a man who lives in government housing. He loves gaming. You couldn't put two different people together, but him and I, we're buddies now. We know each other quite well. And so when he comes in, we engage in some conversation. Now, obviously, at the moment, he can't come in. So we've been actually delivering food. He lives quite local to the church. We've been delivering food to his home, and he is so appreciative to think that these people have remembered me in my hardship. Life was hard. It just got a lot harder. And it's just, to show kindness and love to people goes a long, long way. I don't think he has much contact with other people outside of his interactions with New Hope Community Care. He doesn't have many family members. He doesn't work. So to have that interaction is really quite special. And it's kind of the unlikely friendship that you would never see happening, but we make it work. Another lady who I've had the privilege to assist is somebody who did the CAP budgeting course a number of years ago. She pops in when she needs things, and we've been able to source some things for her young son to go on a school camp at one point in time. But she was really struggling, and her son is growing and was in need of some clothes. So as well as needing food, she needed some clothing. Now, all of our thrift shops and op shops are actually closed at the moment. So she was really struggling to find some clothes for her son to wear, particularly shoes. So I engaged one of the volunteers who had responded to the I Can Help on our website. If you haven't been there, do go there and check it out. and respond if you can have a little bit of time free. Someone had responded, I can help. Now, I know that this lady has a couple of sons. I thought she might have some spare clothes that she can go through her kids' wardrobes and perhaps take over to this lady. They happen to live in the same suburb, and it's amazing the way that God figures these things out and just drops something in our mind. We act on it, and it was just this beautiful story of this lady collecting the food from New Hope. I had bundled up some things for this lady. The volunteer came and took it to the lady who had needed some help. And she'd also bagged up some clothes that her kids didn't need anymore. So we were able to provide on a few different levels. I got a phone call the next week from the lady who had received the clothes, and she said, thank you so much. She said, this lady is literally my neighbour. She lives a few streets away from me, and she has blessed me beyond belief. So there's just a couple of stories there where I think God is moving. God is challenging us to be kind. God is challenging us to be generous. And that's really what we're called to do.
Yeah, so one particular day here at Blackburn, a single mum came in. She'd actually seen us before asking for food, but sort of really sensed that we needed to take things a bit deeper and just ask her how else we could help her. And she was a single mum who'd lost casual work, teenagers at home, high school aged, and just she'd crashed her car. It just added complexity to the whole situation, and really struggling emotionally. So as soon as I sort of sensed that, someone's struggling emotionally, I think of counselling and think of ways that we can get them connected to professional help to sort of unwind some of the thought struggles that go on, and also to look at how we could take her into the future. And that made me think of the coach program and how we could get her paired up with a coach going forward long term. It was an awesome opportunity just to ask her as well if we could pray and really ask God to intervene and really help her in her life. And she struggled with that thought, but was agreeable. And I gathered another New Hope staff member to come alongside and just spend a bit of time praying with her and asking God to help. And for us to connect again soon to talk about how she'd experienced God's help and whether that's been something that she actually has felt a difference for her. So, yeah, just really conscious that we don't want to just give out food. We really want to take people deeper. We really want to help them explore long-term ways that we can help them and be a connection to the ultimate help of God's love.
Anyone watching this, Fiona, if they know someone who could benefit from what New Hope Community Care has to offer, how could they get in touch?
They could get in touch just by calling the church office. They could call on any weekday, and they could be put through to any number of the team who would be able to support them. We could either act and do something on the spot, or we could get one of our volunteers to perhaps give them a call, drop some food over. They can also respond via the website on the I Need Help icon, and that would go straight to New Hope Community Care, and we respond to those pretty much straight away.
Phil, if someone watching this has got some time or some capacity to give and to volunteer, what are you looking for and how can they get involved?
Well, obviously finances keeps this work ticking over and keeps us running programs like Food Pantry, Food Relief, Coach Program, as we look towards how we can, regenerate or redevelop Dinner Tonight and EAL, English as a second language. The finances keep things ticking along, but of course we would love you to, give us a hand practically. There's often things that the staff team are stretched and can't get to do, but we just love to share the joy of serving together as we partner to help people. So it could be running food out, it could be making a few phone calls, it could be running to pick up supplies here and there, that sort of thing. So we'd love to hear from you if you can help.
Well, I know that the needs of the community are increasing. The longer this crisis goes on, we're only beginning to see the depths of people's need. So we're continuing to pray for you in your work at New Hope Community Care, and we thank you so much for everything that you do.
Thanks, Katrina.
Thanks, Katrina.